Hey y'all, it's Mo here from Unseen Strands, and this should be your weekly WIP Wednesday video, but things are going to have to change, and so I thought instead of doing our weekly WIP Wednesday, I just go ahead and explain why we haven't had one for the past couple of weeks, and why there probably is not going to be one for the rest of the year, so the weekly WIP Wednesday series might be over. So to start off with, last week I didn't get one up because I did record and it was basically virtually a carbon copy of the week before minus the little bit of other projects. So I had the sock project and I was like at the exact same point in the sock, but I had to do the other sock. And it was just like, really? Do you guys really want an exact repeat of the week before? So yeah, I never bothered to put that on the computer and put it onto YouTube. Then this past week, it was one of those terrible, horrible, no good, very bad days. It was a combination of just a lot of things just not going right, not being listened to, and yeah, just over and over and over again. And I didn't even get to pick up any actual yarn or fiber or anything till nap time, which is like after 1 in the afternoon. So not a lot got done yesterday. I did start Sam's cuff of his sock, but that's about it. And that will be an apple kind of picking. I have 2 apple colorways by Leading Men Fiber Arts. I have the poison apple and the sour apple. So I thought since I have the poison apple in the 50 grams, I was going to do that for the cuff and foot, and then do why can I never say heel and toe? Teals, toe and heels in the sour apple colorway. Anyways, so just to be more repeat of everything else I'm doing, I just thought it's not really interesting to watch that. So, the explanation for why this series is probably about over. I signed up for a thing in November, and that is going to take away my Wednesdays. Well, my Wednesday evenings, which was, I guess, my think time on Wednesdays. I don't even know what to say because, as you all know, I don't usually record anything on Wednesday afternoons, evenings. It was usually in the morning, but I'm going to have to actually be productive, and I'm not going to have my Wednesday afternoons / evenings anymore in the month of November. And then December, being December, I just really don't see any, good time freeing up and letting me get to, those other things. And I would really like to be able to podcast again. And it's just finding time is getting really, really hard because most days I'm having trouble getting the twins to decide that they want to nap, and they're very destructive. Like, I've never had kids this destructive, and a lot of it I feel is because there's 2 of them. And, no part of parenting manuals and things tell you how to deal with 2 at the same time that want to play off each other. I mean, you can have older and younger kids, but they know they're older and younger, and yeah, Leo is into everything, and Zane is kind of that brains behind it. So I'm not finding time. I'm actually doing this in a little 15-20 minute window where I'm hoping that I can get 10 minutes here of a little chat with you that I can post. But yeah, so in November, I have decided to sign up with a program. It is a career building kind of thing. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to do me any good, but I figured it couldn't hurt. So it is called Project Iowa. It is, I thought it was just Monday nights, like the info that I first read made it sound like it was just 4 times Monday night for the month of November. And then I found out when I was talking to the coordinator yesterday on the phone that it is Mondays and Wednesdays, which is going to just throw a monkey wrench into my Wednesday plans because my Wednesdays were already my busy day, since that was the day I also had singing. So I have to give up singing going right up into Christmas. Yeah, not going to be too happy about that. I haven't quite told my choir director about that, which is kind of important because currently I am the only alto. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. But she did get us arranged with this service that they have for churches, so I can practice stuff. I just can't practice with the whole group. So at least I'll have that for the month of November, but won't and can actually practice again in December. But yeah, since this training program takes up my Wednesdays and probably any time during the week that I have free, because there will be homework, there will be just kind of other things going on with it, I think I'm going to have to put, anything that takes any other brain power aside for the month of November. So that's gonna kind of end these, little check-ins for a little bit. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't really remember how much of this journey I've actually shared with you and what I've not shared with you. But I've basically decided at the end of last month in the part of being overwhelmed. Yes, we always do these things when we're overwhelmed, don't we? We always make these big life decisions. But I decided that I really need to get out of my home. And the problem is, being a disabled person in an able-bodied world means that nobody wants to hire you. So I've looked. Granted, I've only actually put in one physical actual application, which of course was denied. But everything I look at really has very specific visual things, and even places that say they're part of equal opportunities, they still pretty much say that they don't really want you to apply. Not that they don't want you to apply, but pretty much people are going to be considered that can fill all their things. I am not in a job market that is particularly hurting, and what I find is they would rather disqualify you easily when they can just say, oh, this person can't see, therefore they're out, then, they're more likely to hire the people that aren't actually going to show up for the jobs or have problems like being a good employee, which is the one thing that I don't have a problem with. I am an excellent participator if I can get in the door. But that getting in the door part is really hard when you don't have that even playing field to work on, which is kind of why I was hoping maybe this career training thing might lead me in a direction that I can find that maybe is more willing to work with the fact that I might need assistive technology and, able to accept the fact that I might not transport myself, but I might be able to find transportation for myself. Because that's another big thing with the jobs listed around me is everyone wants you to have a valid driver's license. Now, mind you, not all of them say in good standing, but some do. I always find that really funny because my husband's been known to have a bit of a lead foot in his younger days. So yeah, by itself, just the job searching and things have taken up a lot of my time in the last few weeks. And then this added load, I guess, to the thing with this job thing is just going to make things even more difficult for me to get, content out to you guys, especially content that differs from things that I've already put out for you. Because in the next few weeks, I can guarantee there'll be a lot of sock knitting and probably a lot of cat mats and other things that are just the same over and over again. And yeah, I understand it's just not good viewing because it's the same. So yeah, I wanted to have the little heart to heart with you. I'm not really going anywhere, but I can't, I'm already stressed out and I'm adding to my load. Guys, we always do these intelligent things, don't we? But yeah, I figure I can't just sit here by myself with the kids all day, every day. And oddly enough, even volunteer work wants you to be able to see. I know, isn't that crazy? You'd think if you could get people to just volunteer, that you might just accept people and find places that they can be useful. But I was reading a book. I don't remember what it's called now. My phone's across the room, but it was about volunteer vacationing, but it had a site in it, and now I'm not going to remember what it was called. I want to say it's like Volunteer Match. It had match in the title. But volunteermatch.org, I don't remember. But I went on that, and even looking at that, they're like, we need coordinators for this, and we need this for this, and this for this, and basically everything had a visual requirement somewhere in the description because, they need reliable people, which of course I understand. But I've done plenty of volunteering where I have been disabled and still volunteered. I did volunteer tutoring. Now, you would think that not being able to see makes you a bad tutorer, but no, because then the kids have to be 100% dependable from themselves. Like, they can't come to a word. I can tell you my kids hate it because they hate when mommy tries to help them read. But I'd have to have them spell it out. And that spelling out re-emphasizes all those little letter connections and things, because if they can't read the letters, I had the problem all the time with Sam, or was it Jeremy? Now I can't even remember, but they would assume a word was a word and I'd say, back up and spell it. And I'm like, that word doesn't have that letter in it. Now try again. So, there are places where even being blind can be really helpful, but of course your own kids don't want. Okay, you homeschooling parents wouldn't agree with me, but my kids don't want me to teach them. That's probably why I can't get them interested into the things that I do, because they just really don't want mommy teaching them. Probably because it's different. It's different than what they get exposed to at school, which brings me to more books that I've been reading. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of reading over the last couple of weeks, or maybe that never made it in because it was in the episode that I didn't actually put up. But yeah, I've been doing a ton of reading, and a lot of it I'm just like, yeah, that works in your visual world. That works in your visual world. Guys, we are so visual. It's ridiculous. But anyways, I really probably should be wrapping this up. But yeah, don't worry. I'm still here. I'm still around. I'd still love to talk to you. Yeah, you guys all matter. You're all wonderful. It's just, I can't figure out how to get all this done because I don't have help. It's easy for some people. They have lots of people around them that are super supportive. And where I have semi-supportive people around me, nobody actually wants to do anything to be a help. They all just want to tell you how they could be helpful, but not actually be helpful. Does that make any sense to anyone? Oh, they don't want to help in the way that you need them to help. Like, I have my stepmother-in-law who wants to help me clean. I've told her again and again, the part with cleaning that I need help with is I need somebody to watch the twins. She doesn't want to watch little kids. She wants to, get her business into your business and wants to move things on me so that I can't find them. And this is so super stressful. She does this even now. Oh, and I was reading, no, it wasn't, it was when I was watching the mom conference stuff. There was a person that said that her mother-in-law would come in and clean and rearrange her house. And then as soon as her mother-in-law left, she would rearrange it every time that the mother-in-law came over. And her mother-in-law came to her once and said, "Does it bother you that I do that?" And she's like, "No, I just put it all back once you're gone." And they had a good laugh. And she's like, "It's never been a problem." She still does it. And I'm like, I can't do that. That is so stressful and so much more work to me. Do you understand? You move things 2 inches, I can't find it anymore. And this is what my loving so-called family does to me all the time. I mean, even the people I live with do it, let alone the people that are trying to be helpful that aren't really helpful because they don't ask you, or to ask you at a time when you're able to deal with something. It's just so super stressful. So basically, I'm stuck in my house all day by myself with no help, because if I have help, then it actually adds to my load instead of reducing from my load. It's like, seriously, somebody just take my kids to the park for me and let me clean. Oh, but that means that they would have to drive and see me. Oh yeah, that we can't do that. That's effort. We can't put effort into what we do. It has to all be effort free. Sorry guys, I'm venting again. Jeremy should be home any minute, and I should get off of here and quit whining about things that I have no control over. So anyways, guys, I'm sorry that this is kind of the end of the weekly WIP Wednesdays, but hopefully we'll get another podcast up here in the next month or so, and it'll probably be spectacular. Anyways, guys, we'll talk to you later. Crud, guys, I keep forgetting. Yeah, quick. We're supposed to have started the Inspire Along, which I do, at least I've done the last 2 years. And I'm just kind of wondering if anyone out there is interested still. I would probably host it over on FiberKind, since I'm not really active anymore on Revelry. I mean, I'm still there because I still do CALs and things, because I still support the groups that are there, but I'm just not really supportive of the Unseen Strands group over there. Yeah, and I keep forgetting to bring it up. So we've done the Seasons of Giving CAL, whatever I like to call it, the Inspire Along, for the last 2 years, where anything that you've done that is in the spirit of giving, mostly for Christmas, but not necessarily strictly to Christmas. So it could be things you make to give, or things that you do as service projects, which is why I call it the Inspire Along. But I just, I don't have time to go sort out prizes. I don't have time to really make my list of who did what entries and things. And so I guess I need to know if you guys are still interested in doing it, because again, that's more effort that I need to, or time that I need to set aside and find if we're going to do it. It should have started back on October 14th, which is my birthday, and then we usually run it till January 5th, because we try to wrap it up around the Epiphany. And that's kind of why I do it separate from other groups, is because I like to include the lead up to Christmas, because many things need to have like the Christmas Child, I can't think of, Operation Christmas Child, there we go. They need to have the things out to them here before too long, and so I like to include things from before the actual Christmas season, and I like to extend it past, when other groups do it, because a lot of cultures and traditions actually don't do their gift giving and things until that period of time in between Christmas and the Epiphany. So that's kind of something else that's been on my mind, and I keep forgetting to ask you guys if anyone's even still interested in participating in. Okay guys, I mean it for real. I'm wrapping up now, and we'll talk to you later.